Life has a way of pulling us into patterns, familiar routines, comfortable identities, and stories we tell ourselves. But what if these very patterns are holding you back? What if the life you're living isn't the one you were meant to embrace? Transformation doesn't begin with adding more to your life, it begins with letting go. To reset your life, you must have the courage to disappear not from the world, but from the distractions, expectations, and limitations that tether you to the past. This is your moment to pause, reflect, and create space for something new. This is your time to transform. The transformation begins with letting go. This is a truth that many of us resist. We grow so attached to our habits, our identities, and the things we believe define us that the idea of releasing them can seem almost terrifying. Yet it is only by shedding the old that we make room for something new, something more aligned with who we are meant to become. Imagine holding onto a book with one hand, while reaching for another with the other. You cannot grab the new book without first letting go of the old one. In life it's the same. You must relinquish what no longer serves you in order to embrace the possibilities of what could be. When you look at your life, ask yourself what beliefs, relationships, or routines are you holding onto out of fear, out of comfort, or simply because they've been with you for so long. These old attachments, however familiar, may be stifling your potential for growth. We often mistake familiarity for safety. But it's not the comfort of the familiar that fosters growth, it's the willingness to step into the unknown. By clinging to the past, whether through unhelpful habits or limiting beliefs, you deny yourself the opportunity to evolve. Letting go doesn't always mean physically releasing something or someone. It's also about releasing mental and emotional attachments. Letting go of old ways of thinking, of deeply ingrained fears, and of outdated beliefs about who you are and what you're capable of. We often hold on to these old identities because they give us a sense of stability, of certainty. But real growth only happens when we step outside that sense of security, when we allow ourselves to be uncertain, to not know the outcome, to be free of the need to control everything. It's about trusting that by letting go, you are creating the space for something new to enter. This isn't about abandoning responsibility or detaching from your values. It's about recognizing when something has run its course and no longer contributes to your well-being or growth. Often we hold on to things because they give us a sense of control. But control is an illusion, and the more we try to grasp it, the more we risk suffocating the very life we wish to cultivate. By letting go, you begin to trust life itself, trust that it has its own rhythm, its own pace, and that it will bring you what you need, even if it looks different than what you expect. This process of release also means learning to forgive first others, but more importantly, yourself. The weight of past mistakes, regrets, and guilt often anchors us in the past, preventing us from moving forward. You cannot rewrite your future if you are continuously looking back, carrying the burden of what you cannot change. You must learn to release the stories you've told yourself about failure, disappointment, and missed opportunities. The past is merely a collection of experiences. It does not define who you are in the present moment. Only you can define that. When you let go, you embrace the uncertainty of what comes next. And here lies the beauty. It is in that space of uncertainty where transformation occurs. When you release the need for things to be a certain way, you open yourself to infinite possibilities. You become less attached to how things should be and more aligned with how things could be. The future is not a fixed outcome. It is a realm of endless possibilities. And it is only when you free yourself from the constraints of the past that you can step into it fully. Think of a seed planted in the ground. It must let go of the confines of the seed shell before it can break through the soil and grow into a tree. If the seed tried to hold onto its shell, it would never sprout. It's the same with us. We must shed old layers of who we were to emerge into who we are becoming. This shedding, this letting go, may feel uncomfortable at first. But discomfort is the precursor to growth. Just as a caterpillar must endure the darkness of the chrysalis to emerge as a butterfly, we must step through periods of uncertainty and challenge to become the fullest version of ourselves. So the first step in resetting your life is this: embrace the power of letting go. Let go of the things, thoughts, and beliefs that hold you back. Create the space for something new to take root. In doing so, you begin the process of transformation, not as a person trying to become something else, but as a person allowing yourself to become who you were always meant to be. This is the essence of life itself, not to accumulate more, but to create space for what is truly meaningful. And in that space, you will discover not just a new version of yourself, but a new way of living that is richer, more fulfilling, and more aligned with your deepest truth. The idea of disappearing can sound drastic, even alarming, but it isn't about vanishing from existence or running away from your responsibilities. It's about retreating from the noise, distractions, and external validations that often shape our lives. Disappearing is a deliberate act of stepping away to rediscover yourself. It's about creating a sanctuary, both internally and externally, where you can examine who you truly are and who you want to become, free from the pressures of the world. We live in a time where visibility often equates to value. The constant demands to share, to be seen, to perform for an audience, whether through social media, at work, or in relationships, can leave us disconnected from our own essence. When was the last time you sat with yourself in silence without the need to post, explain, or justify your existence? The act of disappearing is a rebellion against this relentless demand for attention. It's a choice to turn inward, to step away from the stage and embrace solitude as a space for transformation. Stepping back doesn't mean you are abandoning the world, it means you are recalibrating your relationship with it. Disappearing is an opportunity to pause, reflect, and rebuild. It's in this space of retreat that clarity emerges. When you remove yourself from the noise, you begin to hear the whispers of your true desires, your forgotten dreams, and the parts of yourself that have been silenced by external expectations. This is the moment when you can reconnect with your authentic self, the version of you that exists beyond roles and labels. Disappearing also requires courage. It's not easy to step away when the world constantly calls for your presence. It might feel lonely at first, even unsettling. You might doubt your decision or fear that people will misunderstand or forget you. But the truth is, transformation requires periods of solitude. Just as a seed grows in the quiet darkness of the soil, you too need time away from the spotlight to grow. In these moments, you will find that your greatest insights and breakthroughs come not from others, but from within. This act of disappearing is also a challenge to the idea that your value lies in what you produce or how others perceive you. When you step away, you strip away the false narratives that have been imposed on you. You no longer live according to what others think you should be. Instead, you begin to explore what you want to be. This shift is liberating. It allows you to detach from the roles you've been playing and see yourself for who you truly are, a person with limitless potential, free from the constraints of external judgment. The process of disappearing is not about isolation, but about intentional connection. It's about reconnecting with yourself so that you can connect more authentically with the world later. When you re-emerge, you do so with a renewed sense of purpose and clarity. The relationships, goals, and commitments you choose after this period of retreat will align more closely with your truth. You'll no longer feel the need to conform or please. Instead, you'll act from a place of genuine alignment and strength. In disappearing, you also allow space for healing. The pace of modern life often doesn't give us time to process pain, loss, or disappointment. By stepping away, you give yourself permission to confront these emotions and release them. It's in this process of healing that transformation truly begins. You start to see your past not as a burden, but as a foundation for growth. You learn that it's okay to let go of what no longer serves you, to forgive yourself for mistakes, and to embrace the freedom of starting anew. And when you finally decide to re-enter the world, you'll find that the world hasn't ended without you. The fear that everything will collapse in your absence is unfounded. What you'll discover instead is that your time away has given you a fresh perspective. You'll approach life with renewed energy, sharper focus, and a deeper sense of purpose. The things that once consumed your energy will no longer have power over you, You'll prioritize what truly matters and release what doesn't. Disappearing is not a weakness, it's a declaration of strength. It's an acknowledgement that to transform, you must first disconnect. In doing so, you reclaim your power, your voice, and your life. This is the paradox of disappearing. By stepping away, you find yourself. By retreating from the world, you prepare to re-enter it with greater impact and authenticity. And in that return, you'll not only transform yourself, but also inspire others to do the same. Transformation is rarely a comfortable process. In fact, the moments that shape us most are often the ones that challenge us the deepest. Discomfort is an inevitable part of growth, yet so many of us run from it. We avoid pain, sidestep challenges, and seek the path of least resistance, mistakenly believing that ease is synonymous with happiness. But true transformation doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens when you step into discomfort, embrace it, and allow it to mold you into something stronger and wiser. Think about the times in your life when you experienced real growth. Were they moments of ease, or were they times of struggle? Growth often feels messy, chaotic, and even painful in the moment. It's only in hindsight that we can see how those challenges shaped us. The discomfort of change is not something to fear, it's something to welcome. It's a sign that you're stepping into unfamiliar territory, breaking old patterns, and pushing the boundaries of what you thought was possible. The discomfort acts as a mirror, reflecting back to you the areas of your life that need attention. It reveals the fears you've been avoiding, the habits that no longer serve you, and the limiting beliefs that hold you back. When you encounter discomfort, it's tempting to retreat, to return to what feels safe. But every time you do that, you miss an opportunity to grow. Instead of running from discomfort, lean into it. Ask yourself, what is this moment trying to teach me? What can I learn from this struggle? By reframing discomfort as a teacher rather than an adversary, you begin to see it as an essential part of your transformation. The natural world is full of examples of this truth. Think of a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. During the chrysalis stage, the caterpillar completely dissolves into a formless mass before restructuring itself into a new being. This process is neither quick nor easy, but it's necessary for the butterfly to emerge. Similarly, when a seed is planted, it must break open and push through the soil before it can grow into a plant. These processes are uncomfortable, even destructive, yet they are the very foundation of transformation. The same is true for you. Discomfort is not a sign of failure, it's a sign that you are evolving. One of the biggest barriers to embracing discomfort is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. These fears are natural, but they are also illusions. They are your mind's way of trying to protect you, to keep you in familiar territory. But growth requires courage, the courage to face your fears and move forward despite them. Every time you confront a fear, you weaken its hold on you. You realize that it was never as powerful as you thought, and in that realization you grow stronger. Another barrier is the desire for immediate results. We live in a culture that values quick fixes and instant gratification. But transformation doesn't work that way. It's a slow, deliberate process that requires patience and persistence. You might not see the results right away, and that's okay. The discomfort you feel now is laying the groundwork for the person you are becoming. Trust the process even when it feels difficult, and know that every small step forward is bringing you closer to your goals. The discomfort also forces you to adapt and innovate. When everything is easy, there's no need to change. But when you're faced with challenges, you're pushed to think creatively, to find new solutions, and to develop new skills. This is where true growth happens, not in the absence of struggle, but because of it. Each challenge you face is an opportunity to strengthen your resilience, build your confidence, and prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. There's also a profound sense of liberation that comes from embracing discomfort. When you stop resisting it and start seeing it as a necessary part of your journey, you free yourself from the fear of failure. You stop seeing setbacks as obstacles and start seeing them as stepping stones. You realize that discomfort is not something to be avoided, but something to be embraced as a catalyst for growth. In the end, discomfort is a gift. It's an invitation to step into a higher version of yourself, to leave behind the old and embrace the new. It's a reminder that you are capable of more than you think, and that the path to transformation is not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to challenge you, stretch you, and push you beyond your limits. So the next time you find yourself in a moment of discomfort, don't shy away from it. Step into it, embrace it, and trust that it is guiding you toward the person you are meant to become. You are not bound by the story others have written for you. The narrative of your life is yours to define, and at any moment you have the power to rewrite it. Too often we allow ourselves to be confined by the expectations of others, by societal norms, or by the labels we've been given. We live according to scripts that were handed to us, scripts that dictate who we should be, what we should achieve, and how we should live. But these scripts are not set in stone. They are merely constructs, and you have the authority to break free from them and create a story that reflects your truth. From the moment we are born, we are influenced by external forces, family, culture, education, and society. These influences shape our beliefs, values, and sense of identity. While they can provide guidance and structure, they can also become limitations. Perhaps you were told you weren't good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. Perhaps you were pushed into a role or career that doesn't align with your passions. These external narratives can feel suffocating, but they only have power over you if you let them. The first step in redefining your story is recognizing that you are not obligated to live by someone else's version.